everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Student Spotlight, where we showcase some of the work our past students have done. I'm Ingrid, and with me here is Michael, who participated in the Rethink Essay competition this year. It is our pleasure to have him on this episode and have him share his experience with us. So to start things off, Michael, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what year of high school you're in, and what your academic interests are?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm Michael. I'm a current sophomore at Korea International School. My current interests are in technology in general, more specifically data science as well as artificial intelligence and generally computer science around that sort of field. And I wrote my essay this year on AI-driven data mining and a look at privacy dilemmas caused by the technology.
Can you share with us how you discovered CCIR in this essay competition?
I initially discovered CCIR because of this simple Google search. I was just looking for some writing opportunities and essay competitions, and the CCIR was just one of the results that Google showed me.
Okay. Have you had experience with similar competitions in the past?
Yeah, I've joined essay competitions in the past. I've joined the Trinity College one. I also joined the Harvard International Review, where I also got like a similar award. Um, and all like private institutions ran essay competitions like Minds Underground. I think that one's British too. So in general, I joined past essay competitions. Yeah.
What are your main motivations for doing competitions like this? It seems like you have a lot of experience with this type of competition.
I think one of the biggest benefits of joining essay competition is you kind of see like you're forced to do the research in the field that you're interested in. And this may seem like weird, but basically I every single essay competition that I've joined, I always look for prompts on artificial intelligence or computer science around that field. And the reason for that is I want to learn more about this field. I want to get into this field deeper, but sometimes I don't have the motivation. And I think weirdly, essay competitions just force you to do the necessary research and express your thoughts and organize those research by writing them down. And I think essay competitions in that sense provided me a great opportunity to experience my growth in the field that I'm interested in. Yeah, so I think that's one of the main reasons why I continuously joined them.
That's a really good point. And I feel like different essay competitions, even if you're doing it on similar topics like AI, the prompts could be different. That could like drive you to explore the topic in like a more broad sense. So sorry. For our listeners who are new to the Rethink Essay competition, it's an annual competition, and the mission has always been to promote critical thinking and an exploration of a wide range of thought-provoking and often controversial subject matters. So this year there were 10 essay prompts that were contributed by our professors from our distinguished faculty network, from mentors from Harvard, Brown, UC Berkeley, Cambridge, Oxford, and MIT. Along with each prompt, a list of recommended reading is also provided to encourage students to dive into the subject matter from various perspectives. So, Michael, you shared that you chose is AI-driven data mining serving us better, or is it overriding our privacy? Can you walk us through how you developed an interest in this topic from the very beginning?
I feel like I had a general interest in computer science and um, generally artificial intelligence. Since I was like young, maybe not artificial intelligence, but with computers in general. And it's not been a long time since I knew about artificial intelligence in general. The first time that I ever interacted with one was ChatGPT, and after that, I grew my interest in the field. And I feel like CCIR, the prompt for this year's essay competition, it kind of was different from what I was kind of thinking. It was kind of different from my outlook, my previous outlook on AI, because this year's it prompted participants to write on privacy data breaches caused by AI-driven data mining, which is something it kind of goes into maybe interdisciplinary fields between legality and AI and computer science, which is something I never thought about before. And that kind of pushed me to think more about AI ethics in general, AI dilemmas and legislations. So I think in that sense, my previous interest in computer science and artificial intelligence combined with this new idea that artificial intelligence can be applied in the field of laws and ethics kind of compelled me to write about this.
Mhm. What was the process like for you to um, break down working on this essay? How did you approach it? Because it seems quite daunting.
Um, yeah, so I thought I basically started with basic case studies on AI-driven data mining's privacy breaches. And one of the major one was the Cambridge Analytica scandal in like 2017, I think, with Facebook. And that kind of sparked rest of the research for me because when I dived deeper into that case, I kind of knew a sense of what this technology was causing problem for. And after that, I kind of um, decided to find as many cases of AI-driven data mining breaches on our private lives. And with that, I moved on to kind of structuring the essay in general, where um, I conducted further research on AI in general, since I figured the general audience for this um, was going to be not because I kind of figured I needed to establish the background knowledge for AI in my essay. Then I needed to write about what kind of breaches are there, and then um, what are like the future of AI-driven data mining and legislations and stuff. So I guess that was kind of my research process, like case studies, then background knowledge, then future directions. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about kind of the final conclusion that you tried to make with your paper, like your, I guess, more or less your argument?
My essay kind of ends on the note that AI-driven privacy breaches, yeah, is essentially like inevitable, and the very least that we can do to protect ourselves is like inform us and develop legislations that are focused on educating and monitoring AI research projects. I feel like with these type of topics though in general, conclusions are bound to be kind of somewhere around this um always around like these same arguments where because
Mhm.
we don't have enough I feel like we don't have enough developments within the field enough nor um like legal or political capital to develop like effective um legal measures to prevent AI data breaches as of right now, which I think means as of right now um the only solution that we have is just to keep pushing for those changes to happen. Um, yeah, so that was kind of like the conclusion that I pushed for.
Mhm. Did you kind of approach your essay with kind of a clear argument from the get-go? Like you already kind of knew the stance that you were going to take, or did you kind of change or waver through your research?
Um, from what I remember, I think I did. Um, so when I was writing the essay, I tried to focus on narrative as much as possible, like a kind of like an emotional like storytelling like aspect as well. And that meant I had to formulate a conclusion first. Um, yeah.
Mhm. Okay, very cool. What do you think was like the most interesting thing you found out just through your research on your topic that you could share with the audience?
Um, I think the most interesting part is like the conclusion of this cycle that I drew by the end of my essay, which is that um, so this would privacy breaches with AI would essentially cause a loop where if corporations prove to be lacking in properly protecting their users' data and governments as well, that would result in customers and basically users refusing to use AI services. But without those exact data provided by those users themselves, companies and governments can no longer effectively improve their models. So it's kind of easy to spot a cycle here where companies and governments fail in protecting data, then users stop trusting them. So they stop giving them quality and trusted data, which means that these quality of services keep going down. So it's just a negative cycle. I think one of my sources also kind of talked about this as well. Um I can't find it right now, but yeah, I think that was that kind of loop cycle thing about how AI's the quality of AI services might keep diminishing without proper measures to prevent AI-driven data mining. Privacy breaches is one of the most important and interesting points.
That's really interesting. I want to extend my congratulations on receiving the Gold Award for your submission. To give our listeners an idea of the rigor of the competition, each submission undertakes 4 rounds of blind review by scholars from Cambridge, Oxford, Stanford, MIT, and several Ivy League universities. We saw over 4,200 submissions from more than 50 countries, and only 33 winners were awarded. So to receive this high distinction is an incredible achievement. What were your reactions when you received this result?
I got the email. I was in my school bus back home, and um, like I mean, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was very um like it was unbelievable. I kind of, to be honest, I didn't think I would win any award, but yeah, it was very unprecedented.
Um,
Yeah.
well, that's awesome. How do you think that this kind of your experience with the research with the essay competition and receiving some like reward for it, how do you think that that has changed you as a person, as a student, as you're approaching universities in the next few years?
Um, I think now I have a more clear view on what I want to do in the future. And I kind of thought about maybe diving deeper into this field between humanities and AI. Yeah, so that's one way how it influenced me.
That's awesome. As a celebration for the accomplishments of our participants, CCIR also hosted a symposium featuring Nobel laureate keynote speakers at the University of Cambridge this year, and Michael was able to attend this summer. Could you share a little bit about your experience and what it was like to be in that environment with other peers and scholars?
Um, in general, um it was like extremely unique because I've never been in that setting before, especially um like a formal dinner setting in UK colleges. Um, so in general, it's unique. I got to meet a lot of different people. Uh, yeah, so it was a great time for networking, as well as like getting insights. Um, I met so at my table there was this um um uh like I don't know what to call it, CCIR manager. I forgot what his position was, but he was really interested and deep into philosophy. And at that time, I was writing another essay on like philosophy. So, and we talked for like almost the entire dinner time. Um,
Oh.
and that was like a really interesting, like unforgettable experience in my life.
What was your, were you able to meet anyone else who did the same essay prompt as you?
Um, no, I did meet another participant who was from a school that I knew, like it was also in South Korea. He
Mm,
did agriculture, but in general, um, like the whole thing was very filled with events and um like dinners, speeches and
mhm.
award ceremonies that maybe I didn't have that much time to talk to other people, but in general, It was very exciting and interesting.
Yeah. And then going back to the actual competition, what was your biggest learning from the whole experience?
Um, in terms of like essay writing itself, maybe like discipline, I guess time management, because uh I feel like while writing this, there were some bits that were really rushed. So and still to me, I can spot like parts where maybe it's a bit awkward. And I feel like, and I do remember submitting this by the end, like right before the deadline. So, that's one thing that I learned that I should probably keep a better eye on next time. And in terms of like the topics and the field itself, um, yeah, in general, I just got to learn better about the possible implications of AI and how I might be able to solve this. Yeah.
Mhm. Do you have any advice for students who are interested in entering the essay competition next year?
I feel like the best way to go about this is to go as deep into research as possible, like selecting the most quality, the most intriguing type of evidences and case study. I think that's the key to writing an interesting essay and I think at the end of the day, it's the most important part of an essay is your commentary, and that you have to formulate your own conclusion. And the most intriguing and the most niche and ideas and conclusions that you draw from all of the quality evidences, I think that's what makes your essay uh, like actually interesting to read at the end of the day. Because even I feel like most essays, if you're a good writer, you would have good structure, you would have like good vocabulary, like maybe fluency, but it's the idea that makes the reader want to continue reading your essay and not just stop at this is a well-written one. So I think that's the key.
Mhm. Yeah, that would be the end of our episode today. Michael, do you have anything else that you want to share with the listeners before we end?
Um, sure, yeah, just I think originality is the key to writing a good essay. I'll just like to end that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. And the listeners, congratulations once again on your success with the Rethink Essay competition, and best of luck with all your future endeavors.
Thank you.